Good morning, Team Avini Health. So glad that we're all here together, engaged in this awesome, wonderful, life-changing adventure where everybody we touch can be so profoundly and wonderfully affected. And I always kind of think about, okay, so much of this business is all about talking to people. What is the most productive thing that you can do in this business? Well, it's conversations with people, effective conversations. And I think a lot of reasons why people are not having conversations is they don't know what to say. And if you don't know what to say, you're probably not going to say anything. And so if you have it already kind of mapped out in your brain, in your mind, the words, it's all about scripting. And you could say, well, I don't know. I don't know if I want to memorize something, and I just want it to come right from the heart. But words are powerful, and no matter what you think about, somebody earlier has probably said it better. And you can take those words, you can borrow them, and make them your own. I think that's one of the most wonderful things about this business is once it really is simple. It's simple to do, but also it's simple not to do. It's simple to maybe do it wrong. And of course, most important, you want to do it, but why not have just a little bit of practice? So just whatever falls out of your mouth and wing it, you might get those kind of results. So you might as well decide just okay, I'm going to do this business, and I'm going to be a professional, and I'm going to sound like a professional. Now, one of the things that always struck me is one of the greatest speakers who trained some of the greatest speakers, just a master. You can look him up, Bill Gove. He's passed away since, but I had a chance to be in meetings with him speaking. And one of the things that I thought was just so fascinating was this idea right here, where he's been maybe at a restaurant, and at the dinner table next to him, he's met this person, and everybody is spellbound, and he's telling a story, and everybody's just listening, and he's just telling a story, but he's telling it very relaxed, and people are just listening. And he thought in his mind, what if we could all of a sudden put him on the stage in front of lots and lots of people, but he was still very relaxed and doing exactly what he was doing comfortably around his friends or family, telling a really good story. And he said that is the key to be a really good speaker, is just to tell stories really well. And then he kind of thought, okay, what if we did transport him there, or told him, we want you to tell that same story on the stage? All of a sudden he'd be scared. It wouldn't come out the same. But I think one of the most critical things is this idea that if you're really comfortable saying something, then the listener is very comfortable listening to it. And I think that is just a really critical thing. You've probably heard that dogs can smell fear. Well, if you're nervous about this, and especially if you're calling somebody that you've known for a while, and all of a sudden you're tense, they can sense that. And so one of the big things is get this story down and tell it well. And you do that by telling it often with practice. And also it wants to be an effective story. And so one of the things I love about this business is we have amazing stories because we have amazing products, and you can capture people's attention. And so one of my favorite things to kind of kick it off, actually my very favorite product is the Cell Defender, but my favorite product to launch curiosity is the Plus Relief. And so, okay, how do I talk about this? And so in conversations with pretty much anybody, it's real easy to talk about what's new, what's going on your life, what's happening. And so in a very comfortable, curiosity arousing way, I can just talk about this and have fun with it. I think one of the most important things in conversation is it wants to be fun. And so I'm thinking we got a lot of neat things we can take advantage of. First off, if you're in a business, you have a product or service. How can you justify having a business if you don't offer some type of product or service? And the best businesses are the ones that really solve problems with that product or service, big problems. And ideally, that they do it differently than any other business or product can. And so we've got something really, really special. And so in the conversation, what's going on in your life, I love telling people that, well, just last month, I turned 72 and I'm having a midlife crisis. I'm starting all over again, and I'm selling snake oil. And that really takes them back. And if you want to have some fun, that's a good way to start it, because everybody has heard of the quintessential snake oil salesman. For over 100 years, that has been the defining phrase for being a huckster or whatever, snake oil salesman. And here I am launching my new career. And so they, what? So there, you can just feel the curiosity. You don't know how to take that, if you're just kind of joking or if there's something to it. And I'll say, well, actually, why I'm really excited about this is there's some truth to that. And let me tell you why I'm excited about this, is we have something that almost everyone needs. And it's the perfect solution versus all the stuff that's out there. And on a real personal level of life quality, wow, nobody likes to hurt. And there's over half of the population that suffers from chronic pain. And it just takes the edge off of anything wonderful, having that burden of pain. And so I came across a brilliant biochemist who it was actually another product that was he developed through the nutritional avenues of study that he does, but he's also a pharmacological biochemist. He develops drugs, and he's fascinated with venomous animals. There's a lot of unique proteins in that type of genre. And so he's got a lab, but he also has his own snake farm, and they take Asian cobra venom and they dilute it 10,000 to 1. It's denatured, so it's no longer venomous. And there's a unique, what they call a neuropeptide, or a very specialized protein in there that's extracted, and that's the active part of this over-the-counter patent medicine that has had a lot of clinical testing. And the thing that's really exciting about that is it approaches solving pain in a completely different way than any other thing out there. First off, it's something natural, and it actually hits the receptors outside of your central nervous system in your brain, but all of those things that give you the sense of pain, and it fits into those that normally acetylcholine goes into, which lights things up and makes things hurt, triggers inflammation, all of that kind of stuff. Well, this goes in there and blocks it, so that can't happen. And so it all of a sudden just turns off the pain signal. And what's valuable and wonderful about it is all the other things that we want nerves to do, like being able to have a sense of touch and being able to tell between hot and cold. All of that is totally intact. And this is all done without any toxicity. It's non-habit forming, non-addicting. It's non-steroidal. And yet it is really, really potent. And we've had some really wonderful experiences. And I might tell about my friend Darren, who really gave me an idea of the potential of this. I've known Darren, I would say probably 25 years, but hearing his story, he's been in horrible pain for 37 years. During that period, he's had 8 major surgeries, including 3 total hip replacements, just hurting all the time. And he used this product before all those 37 years. He hurt all the time, no matter what he did. with this product, in 30, 40 minutes, the pain was gone and it stayed gone. Well, I've shared this with other people. I have a friend who has a sister with a couple of rods in her back. Well, if you have rods in your back, you hurt. Well, no longer with her. We've just had some amazing, amazing experiences. Again, with something that has no downside. It's all upside. It's different than anything out there. And if you think about that, probably all of us know someone that got onto a prescription pain medicine. Their whole life is ruined. It just destroyed everything. The stuff is pretty bad. Or even over the counter, if you continue to use a pain med, such as Tylenol, over time, it really messes you up. That's the #1 cause of liver failure. Wow. And so about that time, talking about that, so often I've had people say, well, I hurt, or I know somebody that's hurt. How do you get that stuff? And I show them, tell them about my website, or I'll actually order that with them. But I'm finding that is pretty much my favorite example. Now, one of the things I think is really exciting about this time right now is this is the very best time to start a home-based business. You just look at our background that we're all experiencing. Gas is double, food's going up like crazy. Our house just in a few years is double in value. I know people that actually have their home paid off and they're having to move just because of the additional substantial property taxes. There's not just having a couple both having jobs, but in addition to that, having some type of side gig. And so this is a great time. Also, though, other people know that it's a great time to launch a home business. And the big thing that we want to do is distinguish ourselves from what other people are doing. And so, as an example, that story I told you, other people don't have that same story. It's very unique what we have. And you want to have something that everybody needs and nobody has it and they can only get it from you. And it's so fun to have an intriguing story that every time you share it with someone, they've never heard that story before. You get to be the first one to let them hear that story. So that's the one I'm using over and over and over again. And if you got a story that works, then it just becomes a numbers game. And the more people you talk to, let's say your batting average with this story is 3 out of 10. Well, you could get 3 out of 10, or you could get 30 out of 100. Or 300 out of 1,000. You just do it again and again and again, and success continues to accumulate. And so, if you're thinking, how do I get this business to get off the ground? It's all about just sharing the story with good people over and over again. That's what you have total control of, is learning the story, learning to tell it well, tell it often, and tell it to qualified people. And then success becomes a certainty, because this product really, really does work. Our job is that wonderful opportunity to share the story, let people know about it, and just tell it in a very relaxed way that's fun, intriguing, gets them curious enough to try the product or investigate it. And the next step, let's say they, right at that point, you get really good at the story and they said, how do you take it? How do you, is it something that you put on or eat or whatever? And I tell them, well, it's got 3 different deliveries, an oral spray, a roll-on, and a gel that you just apply. And I tell people, a lot of folks, they like doing the oral and maybe topical, so they'll get a couple of products. And then when they get into that, I talk to them about the bundle where you actually save and you got all 3 products to experiment. So a lot of my customers, they're going for the bundle. If it's just one product, I take Darren's cue because it works. It's an oral spray, but very easily you can take that spray and you can go like that, but you can spray it on topical places where it hurts as well. So wow, how about that? Well, is there anything else that we can talk about and approach people with? Well, we've got 4 products. We're soon to have 5. And the smart thing is to know your products and be able to tell stories about all of those products. And so as an example, what I started with and launched this business with these awesome people, Rick Deitch. I became acquainted with him a few years ago with my own personal health crises. And a lot of times I'll go through that story and why I got so excited. And I found a better way to work with my problem instead of the medical route. And I just thought, boy, a lot of people would love the convenience and no trauma, the entertainment value of the normal medical treatments, the after effects. I talk a little bit about that, the ideal thing that you want to do is come out of a problem better off than when you went into it, rather than, in my mind, I think about this idea of, wow, we've discovered cockroaches in your home. Let's go ahead and burn your house down. That'll get rid of those bad roaches. And I just think, ooh, it's so much more fun to have just this stuff right here, and you just go like that, and wow, that didn't even hurt. It doesn't even taste bad. It's just, wow, what a wonderful thing. Well, why would we want to use that? Well, one of the things I talk to people about is this idea right here, that think of anything you don't want, anything that's bad for your body, just anything. Type that word, that dis-ease, into your browser, and then add heavy metals, and you'll find a very alarming association. And so we can't make claims that this is going to cure anything. However, as Rick Deitch talks about, that a healthy, clean body can fix itself. This fundamental idea that a lot of experts talk about, which you really think about, if all of your cells were healthy, well, then you would be healthy. That if you think of any dis-ease, it has a name and symptoms, but essentially what it's describing is cellular malfunctioning in some particular organ or body system that expresses itself as those problems. But if all of your cells were functioning right, you wouldn't have that dis-ease. You'd be functioning right. Well, how do you get all of your cells to function right? Give them everything they need, and don't give them what they don't need. And so I talk about the infamous study where they take umbilical cord blood, and there's hundreds of toxins in umbilical cord blood. So we're introduced into this world with toxins. And one of the most wonderful stories that fits into this is they did a study, and they got nursing mothers to take the product, and they measured their milk over time. And as they continued to take the product, there was less and less toxins in the milk. And I think, oh my goodness, if you're feeding a baby or growing a baby, I go back to that study of umbilical cord blood having bad stuff in it. This makes sense. Wow, every time you take this, it's like giving your body a shower on the inside. As Chip Littlejohn says, when you take this, the next time you pee poison. Wow. And so we've got something that lots of clinical studies show that this actually enters your bloodstream, moves around, and picks up bad stuff right on site. Could that be of value? Along that idea, I always talk about this idea that we're all camels. Now, some camels are already on the ground with broken backs, but we all have a burden. And so this idea that this was the straw that broke the camel's back. Why wait until your back is broken? We've all heard of heavy metals, a body burden. Wouldn't you be able to, even if you're not aware of it, because it's just slowly accumulated, somebody's put a few rocks in your backpack and you didn't notice it, but boy, it's starting to get hard to move around. This is something that could relieve that burden and allow you to function better. And maybe the idea of not wait till you're on the ground with a broken back, but may you never know what you're preventing. Wouldn't that be a wonderful way to use this product? And so it's just daily maintenance. buy kind of a hygiene product. It's fascinating when you look at this. It looks like this is a supplement. You're putting things into your body, but it's actually a takeout product. It doesn't add anything to your body. It allows your body to take out bad stuff like lead and cadmium and aluminum and arsenic and all of those bad things that don't have any use in the body, that actually are poisons, metabolic poisons that mess us up. So that's a good thing to learn about. All of those little talking points. I think it's just a big thing. I love just thinking, okay, think of anything bad that you don't want, type it into your browser, add heavy metals. There's just an alarming association with all the bad stuff. And so again, health is give yourselves what they need and don't give them what they don't need. And so this is such a magic answer. So I love going into details about that. Now, fitting in with this idea is we're a new company, and yet I feel so, I feel excited about the novelty of something brand new, the thrill of telling people that we're brand new. And yet we don't have the risk of something that's brand new, because most brand new companies don't make it. Typically, a brand new company, some people get together and they think, well, let's start a new company. Okay, we got to have a product. What are we going to sell? And who can we get to invent something that is unique with a story behind it that people will want to buy? And so we'll pay them to do that. We'll pay somebody else to manufacture it. We'll pay some people to do the fulfillment, it's ordering and shipping and handle, commission processing. What if you actually had a brand new company, but all of this had been done for years and years and years? So here we have two brilliant scientists, a biochemist who's created billions of dollars of product for other people over many years. Same thing with a biochemist that creates a whole new categories of product. Both of them have been followed by thousands of people who really like them. And they've hit a point just this last year of being frustrated. I like to think of the term inspirational dissatisfaction. The last couple of companies that I was with them on, because I love the products and thrilled with an opportunity to build a team based on those products. Last summer, I was begging them, why don't we've got our own manufacturing, we've got everything, why don't we just do it ourselves? And they had to go through one more company. And so finally, that phrase that we've all heard, if you want it done right, you might have to do it yourself. So that's what's happened. But so that's an amazing story. Two brilliant scientists. Now they own the company. Rick, oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Rick and Gary. And then we have Neil Roth, who has been in the industry for about 25 years. But before that, he ran billion-dollar companies, a very smart guy. He's the CEO, amazing. Doug Dickey, who is super passionate about the product, just driven. And so here we are. Wow, we're an amazing company with our own research lab, our own manufacturing, our own snake farm. and so just to imagine having the efficiency of everything under one roof, development of product, manufacture, and it's distributed right out of the same building. And so less middleman, things move quicker, and just a more profitable business. I just get excited about that. So it's brand new, and yet it isn't. This product right here, there was a company that carried that forfeited the marketing of it, but they hit a point of moving 80,000 bottles a month. And so all of this stuff is in place. We've all done it before, but now we're all together with our own company, less the people that caused the drama and frustration before. So wow, ordering product, it comes on time, getting paid, and It's just an amazing thing. This is going to be really, really big. So that's a thing I want to have in my head, being able to tell why this is such an amazing opportunity. And then just essentially the idea that so often success is just recognizing an idea before anybody else does. And in that growth period, you get to grow with it. And so I like to just kind of make a big deal that I've had that opportunity, and it was amazing. And I feel very blessed, thrilled to do it one more time, my encore career. So that's a big thing. Another thing I like to talk about is how do you do this? Because in conversation with people, some other things that come up is I don't know anybody. How do you do this? How do you market it? And I talk about how essentially, if you were going to start another business, so here's just an example. I became friends with a guy that right at this moment is pursuing a degree in pharmacy, and he wants to be a pharmaceutical rep. His wife wants to be a physician's assistant, so they're really medically oriented. So I started talking to him about, well, guess which product? Pain meds. That's the number one reason people seek medical attention, is because they're in pain. What are they offered if they go to the doctor? Prescription medicines. And that might take the edge off, but do you want to take that continually over time when all of them have horrible side effects? Wow, wouldn't it be fun if you could find something that did not have horrible side effects, that perhaps even work better anyway? That's pretty exciting. So he got really intrigued with this. And then he was just talking about the reality of when he gets out, that probably he'll be a pharmacist and he'll make starting out about $50,000 a year, and that he's got to have a side gig, and he's thinking maybe real estate. And so I told him, I says, let me tell you, I've got a friend, and he went into real estate, and this is the way I recommend you go into it. He looked and thought, okay, who's the best company? Well, he chose Keller Williams. And then he associated with that company. And then he said, okay, who is the top salesperson in this agency here? And so we found him. And then he just says, I want to do what you're doing because I want to be successful. This was a few years ago, but he's making a really strong six-figure income. Wow, was that an accident? He did the right things. Well, the thing I like about this is the same idea. But what's really fun is where I live, there's actually more real estate people than there are listed homes. Oh, golly, wouldn't it be fun to be in an area where you're in blue ocean opportunity instead of red ocean opportunity? Look that up. Blue ocean is there's nobody else out there. This is so fun. Plus, in our business, yeah, you have to learn a few new words, and some of them are really fun, like clinoptilolite or agaricus blazei. You'll maybe we can go into that just a little bit, but you don't have to be licensed or anything like that, and so it's a lot easier to just get started immediately, and you could actually make some pretty good income right off the bat. But in parallel, okay, let's say you're going to become a realtor, or you just got out of dental school and you're going to do that, or a chiropractor. Think of any business, a plumber, whatever it is. You start with the people you know, and if you do good, people do business with people that they know. So you're a friend. If you're good and trustworthy, they'll probably pick you. And then the thing is 6 degrees. This is one of the most fascinating ideas. This is a study done by sociologists years ago, that mathematically they found that you and any other person in the world is connected by 6 degrees of people or less. And I was reading in a article that over time, since that was first studied, that more and more people, almost everybody has a cell phone, they're connected with social media, different things like that. The world is actually much smaller now. It's something like 4.7 people that we're connected to with anybody. And so the key to success is have something of value that people want, be nice, and then just start with your first degree, the people that you know directly. And then, okay, let's say an average person knows by name a couple of hundred people. Well, all of those people know a couple hundred people. There will be some overlap where you both know the same people, but what if you could move into your second degree? That's it. One of the phrases I use all the time is every business loves referrals. And if you got something good, you can ask for referrals. And preface it, every business loves referrals. If you like what we've got, can you think of anybody that could benefit with that? And you probably don't even need to do that. They actually, if you got something really good, they'll volunteer it. If you go to a really great restaurant, they're not coming out there and please tell your friends about us. You will automatically. You'll do it for free. And if you're hurting, and all of a sudden you're not, or you have some profound benefit with these products, you will get referrals. And so that's the magic of this, is just over and over again. Every time you bring somebody in and they get excited about this, they refer. And so I was just kind of fitting that in. If he was going to be a realtor, how to become successful. And you'd start with the people you know. Same thing with this, except this would be kind of in line with what he's already fascinated with. And it's a blue ocean. It's wide open opportunity. And so that's just fun to have conversations like that. Now, some of the other things I like to think about is one of my favorite approaches still is calling friends and getting into, just right off the bat, I'll just say, hey, I need your help. Would you do me a personal favor? And almost invariably they say, yeah, of course. And I'll say, well, I just listened to something, and it's a few minutes long. It's a biochemist, and he's talking about something that I believe could change everything. This is health, and we're all interested in that. In fact, that's why I'm asking for your help. Is we're both interested in being healthy, and you're a smart person. I value your opinion. If I send you a link, would you listen to it and then just tell me honestly what you think about it? And they will. And say, can I call you tomorrow? Would that be enough time? And let me know what you think. And so we've got a couple of really short Rick Deitch videos. One where he talks specifically about the zeolite. You might do that. Or there's about 8 minutes long where he just does a couple of minutes on each of the 4 products. And that might be an appropriate one. But boy, that works really well. I need your help. Would you do me a personal favor? Yeah, what is it? Well, I know we're both interested in health, and you're a smart person. I just listened to a presentation. It's just a few minutes long with a biochemist. I think this could be a game changer as far as health, and just do that over and over again. So much of what it is our job is to just get people curious enough to look at information, and their job is to decide what they want to do with it after they've looked at it. And so just really get invested in being able to, again, tell the Avini health story, and just get really good at telling it so you're comfortable and having fun with it, and not invested in the outcome of each individual, which I admit, it's hard to do. Nobody enjoys having no said to them. And especially if you have a friend or a loved one, the worst case scenario, maybe they're just deteriorating right before your eyes, and you think this could really be of value. It's certainly no downside. That's the thing that's really cool, is they don't have to decide, well, am I going to follow what I'm already doing, or drop that and do this? Why not throw everything at it? So this is compatible. And again, everything you gain and nothing to lose, why wouldn't they try it? And for some reason, some people don't. And if you really care about them and you think, I just really believe this could help, and they say, nope, well, you just got to walk away. That's probably the hardest thing about the company. But that's offset so wonderfully when you step into just that whole stream of miracles, one after another. And also, once you have personal stories, your own friends that you've shared it with, and it's helped them to maybe to the point that they've started to cry and come and hug you, which I think it's fun as a business, but boy, this is one of those businesses that pay you in and just a spiritual paycheck and an emotional income of just doing a wonderful good to the people that you share this with. This is just a really good way to live. So those are just some of my thoughts on doing the business is just be really good and comfortable and at ease, sharing the story, and then just being out there over and over again, talking to lots of people. And then who do you know? You would think, okay, I only know so many people. If I talk to them all, I'm out of work. The key is if you're doing it right, you're going to get referrals. And as you get out and meet new people, all of a sudden, you got so many names. You just think, wow, I all of a sudden that 6 degrees, the first degree, I know a couple hundred people. If I could get into my second degree, that could be well over 1,000 people. What would the third degree be? Well, it'd be infinite for all practical intents and purposes. There's millions of people out there that you could connect with over time. And so it's not going to be like I'm running out of names. I've done this as a profession for pretty much my whole life. And I've got more names now than I know what to do with it. It's a really neat thing. You won't run out of names if you're doing it right, and with these products. So anyway, those are some thoughts I just wanted to share with you. And let's see, I'm just going to look at chat here real quick. Yeah, we should do this. I heartily agree. So, all right. But if you want to try my approach, it is a lot of fun. I'm starting all over again. I got a new career. And you could be more, I've recently taken a position with a new company, and we got some amazing products, and we've got a whole a different approach that is just unique and category creating for the relief of discomfort. In fact, we can actually say pain because it is classified with the FDA as homeopathic pain medicine. And there's a lot of studies behind it. Let me tell you a little how it works and everything. And so maybe learn a couple of words. You could, if you're thinking, okay, what can I say? Well, just as a special protein. So kind of learn, okay, Asian cobra venom, diluted 10,000 to 1, denatured, so it's no longer venomous, and then add to it a unique protein. Or you can get more technical and say, specifically neuropeptide, but it fits into the pain receptors, and all of a sudden that signal is off, and you can have blessed relief without toxicity, without habit forming. One other thing I like to add is that a lot of drugs, particularly pain meds, you begin to tolerate them, so they become less and less effective over time. And so you graduate into something more harmful, more addictive perhaps. And it actually becomes more effective over time. It gets better and better. Already we're having people that are using it less and less. And so it's just a magical product. So let's get the word out there. Choose to play big in this. Be a big part of it. It's such a unique, wonderful opportunity to be part of the birth of something that I just know is going to be really big. And as it grows, you will grow with that. Isn't that exciting? So just do it. Just do this. All right. Well, hey, love you guys. I appreciate all of you being on the team, and I appreciate what you're going to do in helping and serve all these people that really do need these products and can benefit with them. It's going to make you feel good, and you'll be glad you did. So don't miss out. Jump in. The water's fine. Take care.